All right, guys, this is going to be the deal. Going to be throwing some topwater out here and some frogs specifically, and hopefully we're going to catch some. That's going to be our story for today. Hopefully we'll have good luck doing that. All right, guys, we're going to go with the 6 cents Vega frog. What do you guys, ooh, the water is way up. What do you guys think? This looks pretty fishy, huh? And we'll move down a little bit later. Welcome back, fishing friends, to another adventure. We're gonna be testing some topwater, some frogs. Actually, not testing them, just throwing them. Already tested them. I really like which ones I've got. So we're gonna pitch them around into these spots here. This is like topwater heaven. I love fishing here because you got grass, you got a little cover. It just rained almost 3 inches last night. So everything's kind of churned up a little. I notice this stuff moves around quite a bit. This duckweed and all this junk in here, Eurasian milfoil. Hey, if you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate all the support. My name's Alan. I'm usually making some kind of a fishing video. I know I say that all the time, but you get new people in here always. So this one's on the Abu Garcia Jordan Lee signature series. I turned it into my frog rod. 30-pound Cortland master braid. So what do we got in here? We got pike, smallmouth, largemouth. Maybe a rare walleye could be in here. That's a fish species. I never heard of a walleye hitting topwater, but just throwing that out there that they are around. I chased a frog out of there. Come on. Well, the bass are used to all the bullfrogs hopping around in here. Maybe I need to be burning this. What do you guys think? Everyone's like, you're fishing a frog on only 30 pound? Yeah, it works for me. You've seen some of the other videos I've posted, you can tell that it works out really well. I guess we can head down to where we were fishing our other spots. It looks like it's kind of weedy down there though, where we were before. As in the other day. All right, let's move down there. It's not as, there's a ton of rain, but it doesn't feel as crazy humid as it did the other day. That was a super energy draining day. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's humid, but something about how yesterday or the other day went, that was brutal. Got my collection of rods with me. Ugh. All right, let the hike begin. Let's go. All right, guys, we moved down a little bit. We're gonna fish this weed. It's all in here, this duckweed, millweed. That's what I call Eurasian milfoil. Rushed it through that one. Let's slow it up on this one. This is a 6 cents Vega frog. It's kind of a smaller frog. Something hit it. Something got it. Something got it. Something got it. What do we got here? It's a little bass on the Vega frog. Wow, he's not a very big dude, but he was hungry. All right, let's go. Get you unhooked here. Not a big guy. See, these are ones I think that they've stocked since they've reconditioned this whole water system. All right, there it is right there. I think it's cool how they put the 6 on there for 6 cents. Not a big guy, but man, he sure did clock it. I prefer throwing into clear water, dragging it over some patches, and then throwing straight into this cat. Ooh! Did I get one? He hit it and he missed. That's the problem with sometimes a cabbage. They don't always get it. They don't always get it. All right, let's try again. Dang, guys, he hit so close I didn't have a chance to get the camera even turned on until it was too late, and then he gagged it right here. Man, he just went choom. I guess these are like little bass. Or like even chubs will come up and hit a frog. That was funny. He was just a little douche. And he didn't get it. I see his wake. I saw his wake. I saw his wake, but he didn't hit it. Guys, next up is this Savage Gear, one of these little water beetles. This one, I may lose it looking for it in here. I saw a little hole open up there, and something moved, but he didn't go after it. Okay guys, nothing on that Savage Gear beetle. So now I'm gonna throw this Guggen Squad Eat Me, their frog. I usually don't throw Guggen Squad much, but I think that looks pretty cool. I bought it because it's designed to catch people, but maybe it'll catch a fish. We'll see. Got something wheezing over there in the bushes. I just had that one little hit on the Savage Gear, just like a little dunk, but that was it. So this one didn't fish too bad. It's got some good weight for castability. The only thing I worry about is if the plastic is too tough for when they bite down on it, because it's a thick plastic. That's the only issues I've ever had with their frog and hookup ratios. I've had problems with that. But other than that, I mean, it's got great castability. It's got great movement on the water. I think on this one I trimmed the legs up just a little bit. There's something took a swipe at. Did you see that? That's like a chub that comes up wanting to see what's going on there. All right, guys, next up, the snag proof Bobby's Perfect frog right there. Check that out. I call that mint white. We'll see how it goes. It may not be optimal conditions for it. I mean, it keeps going cloudy, then sunny, cloudy, then sunny. Kind of see up there. Giving it some good chop there. Then I kill it. A lot of times I just alternate real slow. Sometimes I burn it. Trying to do the same with each one. So nothing on the Savage Gear Beetle, nothing on the Guggen Squad Eat Me. So I've been moving along here down this stretch. This is in the midst of a stocking program. So there are some decent fish in here, but nothing that we would consider giants yet. Look right there. That could be a carp though. We get these huge creek chubs. And they'll come up and take a pop at it. I like fishing this stretch because it's a choke point. You know what I mean? It's not really so wide open. But we did get 3 inches of rain last night, so everything's filling into the weeds there. This is one big lake, but they're reconditioning it, and it's so shallow in some spots that you're getting a lot of cattails and weeds come up. There went the little muskrat right there. Actually, I threw ahead of him a little bit, but he won't go after the frog. He's just a plant eater, but I wonder what he thinks about all this duckweed and milfoil. So I had one good hit on this one. I didn't get the camera turned on because as soon as I went for the swing to set the hook, I had him about 3 feet towards me, and then he came loose. I gave him time. I let him take it under, and then I just took a step and whack. Had him. He swam for about 3 feet, and then boof. That was it. So I've got hits on all of them, but complete catches, just the Vega frog is in the lead. I'm not going to throw the Spro flapping frog, I don't think, because I catch them all the time on that. I want to test some of these other ones out. Boy, and that fish that hit it, you could see the wake coming across through the duckweed there. It was pretty funny. These are young fish in here. Stocked last year, a lot of them stocked this year, so they're not quite. There he goes. See how he missed it? That one wasn't a chub, that was a nice little bass. So it's a swing and a miss a lot of times for them. So we forget about that they need practice too. You know, they're learning to forage for things. Now the big ones that are seasoned, they just come up and just wreck it. Boy, it's starting to get humid and toasty now. There's the wake. See the wake? He went under it. Why am I whispering? That could have been a carp. But you could see the way, or actually it could have been that muskrat. That goofy muskrat's got a little den right around here somewhere. All right, guys, right here at the bank. See what I mean? They're kind of little. This one looks like it was stocked this year. Not a very big guy. But man, he's still got it. Look how big the bait is compared to him. All right, so there we go with the snag proof. Bobby's Perfect Frog from Bobby Barrett. Check out his YouTube channel. He does a lot of tutorials on fishing with it. Next year, probably the bass, they'll really start to fill out. I've caught a couple this summer that have been 15 inchers. But that's few and far between, you know. They had to dredge all this out to create some depth in here. It had silted in. There was a whole bunch of these crazy willows that they aren't supposed to be in here. They cleared out, and a bunch of nasty trees got in here when the water was low, so they cleared that. They did a huge environmental study on this and cleaned it up. So it's going to take a while for it to really shine in terms of bass. All right, guys, check out this Titanic frog. This is from Livingston Lures. It's got that EBS system in it. So, I don't know if there's any bass big enough to take one of these down, but we're sure gonna find out. Got dragonflies, bugs all over. I didn't get on film, but there's a dead muskrat over there, guys. It looks like a mink killed. That's her #1 predator, is the mink, or like maybe an eagle. I guess a coyote or fox could get it, but man, there's mink all in here naturally. Messed up that cast. There we go. This looks pretty fishy through here. We gotta get something out of here. There we go. Look at all the Oh, the bullfrogs over there jumped to get to safety. You can hear the tick, 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 tick from the EBS. I'm surprised we hadn't had a pike swipe at anything in here yet. Right there, guys, I had one come up and hit it. He just thumped it, but he didn't take it down. He was just like, boonk. Dang. Gotta keep her going. Had too big of a splash going in. I've had him hit right when it's hit the water before. It's like a depth charge going off. There it goes. He hit it. There, he went that way to the right. They must be little ones. There, he went right over there. All right, guys, does this count as a frog? It's one of these booyah flapping toads, top toads, or whatever they call it. Something came up and popped it. But he didn't take it. What was up with that? It's kind of like a little plopper type deal. Man. Comes through the weeds really well. That's it. You just crank. You just cast and crank. I didn't get anything on that Livingston Lures frog. That was a bummer. I had that just one hit on it. And that was it. Man, this thing is fun to throw. Sometimes it wants to roll over on me, but for the most part, it works really well. Man, I've been hitting this. This is just so fishy through here. I've been hitting it pretty good. That thing just churns like a plopper. And then I'll kill it, see if anything's behind it. Bam! Did you see the wake from that fish come after it? And he missed it. Dang it, how did he miss that? I saw him with zip. Well, heck, there went that chance. It does get bogged a little bit in the weeds. But for the most part, it comes through it pretty good. Yeah, if you're wanting something a little different to fish with, try this. Dang it. One hit there and he didn't get it. Did you see that? I think because they're just little bass. And this bait isn't that big either. It's a pretty small size. I want to say like 1.5 inches, maybe 2. It's got that rubber boot and it just plop, 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 plops away. All right, guys. Here's a snag-proof Bobby Barrack. This frog has got these flappers on there, kicking legs. So we'll bomb this guy around, see how well this one does. With those legs kicking all about. Oh yeah, his legs are kicking. It's just like one of those little ribbit type frogs. Yeah, I love that two-tone color on there. So we've had a hit on every single lure, but we've only caught a couple. Not very big fish. So we have, it's been tough. You know, it's been sunny, then cloudy, sunny, now cloudy. So, and this is all froggy water. I mean, this is all fishy water. How does something not crush that? Sheesh. Ah, something took a swipe at it. Did you see it? He just didn't get it. Those are either chubs or like a young bass. Maybe even a bluegill. There's some big time bluegill in here, or there used to be before they did the overhaul of this place. But yeah, that fish just went whoop. Wasn't an aggressive hit like you would normally see from a bass. Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't had any pike come in here and just drop the hammer. This is pikey water too. I saw the wake of one coming over, but he didn't hit it. Jeez Louise. All right, guys, we're hooked up on the Roboworm. I just threw it in there just as I'm getting ready to pack it up, and look at that. These are the little dudes that have been hammering it, swinging at the frogs. That's a great fish right there. You could tell that those are new stock. Look at this worm's all chewed up, but it's still very productive. This is supposed to be a frog video, but as we're wrapping up here, I figured, let me pitch this into a couple of spots here. Dang it. Yeah, there's a lot of junk in there, weeds and stuff, so it does snag up quite a bit, I noticed. But it's still fun to pitch in there a couple of times. Little shaky head action. Boy, it's just shredding. I'm gonna have to re-thread this. There we go. Let's try again. I gotta try to skirt it along the surface if I can, and then kind of let it fall into the pockets. Still getting some cabbage. Oh look, there's some kayakers coming. There we go, guys. This is a good fish right here on the worm. Oh, that's the best one. How come you hadn't been hitting the frogs, man? Jeez Louise. Where has this guy been when I've been throwing the frogs? Look how dark and green he is. That's not a bad fish for here. That's the best one on the Roboworm. There you go, buddy. Man, he just came up and hammered this. There it is, right there. perfect color right there. Chewed up a little bit, but I recycled it. That was a fun catch right there. All right, guys, right in here close. Another good bass right here on the Roboworm. If I can get this cabbage off. Where were you guys when I was throwing the frogs? Man. There he is, check that out. That's not a bad fish right there. There you go. Got some canoers and kayakers going through. They were asking me about fishing. I was like, oh yeah. Typical fishing here. Northern pike, bass. This worm is just chewed up. But check it out. I got a little bit of a weed guard on there. That color in there really gets him with that yellow. I can't remember what that color is called for the Roboworm, but it's a good one. Well, it's starting to sprinkle, guys. That means time to head out. I'm gonna run this through here a couple more times. Dang it. About every third cast I get a wad of this. Yeah, guys, it's starting to sprinkle a little bit, so I'm gonna head on out of here. Thanks for hanging out with me. I had a ton of fun out here. Yeah, the Roboworm was clutch there at the end. That was that was pretty good. I'll come out here and do this again. I got some other top waters I want to throw, and we'll be back out here. Now get out there and get your lures wet.